So, this is going to be a bit of a different video from me, but it's about something that I care deeply about. So here we go. Yesterday, a Scottish YouTuber who goes by the alias of Count Dankula was found guilty of the crime of being grossly offensive. What was his act, you might ask? Well, he taught his girlfriend's pug to emulate the Nazi salute as a prank. For this heinous crime, he may end up in prison. Now, you might wonder why a South African would care about the sentencing of a Scottish YouTuber. What does it have to do with me, right? Well, freedom of speech is something I hold in very high regard. And as it turns out, South Africa is not a country in which freedom of speech is guaranteed. Oh yes, our constitution states that we have freedom of expression, but in the very next section, that freedom is limited in terms of what is defined as discrimination on the basis of age, race, sex, gender, religion, or country of origin. My issue with this is that you cannot have freedom of speech or freedom of expression if it is limited. Another problem with this is who defines what is offensive. Speaking for myself, it is a common habit of mine to make jokes about my very visible disability. In doing this, technically, I am discriminating against myself in terms of the South African Constitution. So, should I be imprisoned for making a dark joke? Another reason I've chosen to speak about the Dankula situation is that my life is shit, basically. I have a very tough time getting up in the morning because my circumstances don't allow me to lead a normal life. I very rarely leave my house, mostly because getting around anywhere publicly in South Africa with a disability is extremely difficult. So, what do I do to keep myself from going insane? Well, aside from my training in Taekwondo, I spend an inordinate amount of time watching videos on YouTube. People like Count Dankula, Dr. Random McCam, and others use humor to bring happiness out of dark situations. It is in laughing at our troubles that we cope with them. If I couldn't make jokes about my disability, for instance, the seriousness of it would drive me insane, and I would probably have attempted to kill myself a long time ago. When government bodies try to regulate humor and the thoughts that people can express, that leads down a very dark and dangerous road, as we have seen. Another question I have is, since Dankula has been convicted of being grossly offensive, what does that mean for all the other comedians who have made jokes satirizing the Nazis? A very prominent example, which I watched just a few nights ago in fact, was an episode of the old sitcom Fawlty Towers, in which John Cleese's character, Basil Fawlty, openly goose steps around his hotel making fun of Nazis. Is that now retroactively illegal? Will John Cleese be arrested for being grossly offensive? I don't know, man. All I can say is that it seems that the Western world is starting to catch up to Africa in terms of oppression, of thought, and freedom of ideas. And for you guys in the West, that's not a good thing.